There is few modern Halo debates as heated than the one regarding whether or not Halo Infinite should add a Battle Royale game mode. People haven't argued this much since we lost its ability to do spawn point art. But amidst the conflict, the new Halo Infinite game mode, Last Spartan Standing, is an interesting and powerful case for Battle Royale in Halo, and it does so while not even being a Battle Royale mode itself. I'm the Home Slice, Ascend Hype, and in today's video, I want to break down how Last Spartan Standing might be used by 343 as proof of concept for a larger, more true Battle Royale, and why it's important we at least acknowledge those things. Like always, stick around for my viewer question at the end, and make sure you're subscribed. Let's get this started. So I'm sure a few of you are already typing up a 16-page essay in the comments about how Last Spartan Standing isn't a Battle Royale, therefore my video is invalid. For those of you with intact frontal lobes, let's establish a few things. A Battle Royale, in loose terms, has three key phases: the initial conflict, the scavenging phase, and then the collapse. In any generic Battle Royale, you start with mass conflict over initial available resources, then players disperse in search of more resources, numbers continue to thin out, but fights are far more isolated, and then finally the surviving players are forced into another mass conflict as the play space shrinks. Why is this relevant to Halo Infinite? Because I acknowledge that Last Spartan Standing isn't a pure Battle Royale, but it's very intentionally trying to capitalize on one of the three Battle Royale phases described a second ago: the collapse. The excitement and enjoyment of a Battle Royale has a bell curve of sorts, being that you get these big initial conflicts followed by a decent chunk of downtime and then another large burst of action to finish the match. Last Spartan Standing basically takes a snapshot of right when the collapse conflict typically starts in a Battle Royale, and then presses play from there, allowing you to skip 20 to 30 minutes of downtime that come before it. Since this is where the crescendo happens, you bottle up a ton of gameplay energy like this, and functionally it allows 343 to do in 15 minutes what it takes other Battle Royales to do in 45 minutes to an hour. But conversely, it allows 343 to observe how Halo players react and engage with the combat that comes with Battle Royale. While Halo is no stranger to free-for-all, the concept of conflict within a shrinking play space is pretty virgin to Halo games, and in order to support that, you have to have a good understanding of the flexibility of your maps and your gameplay sandbox. For Battle Royale to succeed from that standpoint, you need a fair bit of fluidity in your map design, which is ironic because Halo map designs have become very sterile and rigid over the last decade. If you want to learn more about that, click the card in the top right corner or just watch that video later on. Anyway, what I'm saying is that if you really pay attention to the map design of Breaker, you can tell 343 was struggling slightly to break away from the generic limitations of modern map design, as each little main part of Breaker almost comes across as an overly designed micro map, with the individual maps then stitched together by wide open no man's lands and death alleys. But none of that is an insult for the sake of being so. It's to point out how it's important that 343 sees how their designs react or even struggle to fit the Battle Royale moving play space design quirk. I guess the simplest way to understand why all this is important is to simply look at it like this. Last Spartan Standing is blueprinting Battle Royale quirks into Halo, and by my interpretation, is a way for 343 to test the waters with Battle Royale without having to commit to making one. It's kind of like the scientific method, or the more universally simple version, the fuck around and find out method. If they learn how to make some of Battle Royale's most important elements better for Halo in specific before the mode is ever released, there's power in that. Now, I'm not so naive to say Last Spartan Standing is simply a Battle Royale petri dish. It has merits of its own worth discussing. For example, the choice to have your loadout be progressive based on performance is a godsend for this mode. Can you imagine the gameplay stagnation that would be derived from having just a sidekick and an AR the whole match? Ugh. But it's also a natural motivator to get players to fight and to punish players who would try to simply hide the whole match. And even to my first point, it allows 343 to measure up how much more valuable certain weapons are in the Battle Royale lens and how they affect gameplay. The other real saving grace for Last Spartan Standing, though, is having multiple lives, and this is probably the most obvious fundamental divider between it and standard Battle Royales. Now, on that note, LSS having multiple lives is probably a soft buffer for it also not having squad gameplay, meaning no revives or resurrections. It'd be very frustrating to load into LSS and get instantly eliminated because a guy spawned right behind you off the rip. Nonetheless, I do think that it can be postured as something more unique to Halo's Battle Royale experience. Being that since your progression is based on kills and not scavenging, having multiple shots at being the last Spartan standing both improves the progression rates and makes players feel like it's more fair. Here's the wrap up. I don't know if 343 is doing a Battle Royale. I don't know if Certain Affinity is doing a Battle Royale for 343, but knowing whether or not it'll happen does not change what is to me the obvious inspirations and adaptations Last Spartan Standing makes to Battle Royale gameplay. There are many gamers who still consider Battle Royale to be a trend, which at this point is just wrong. In the official sense, Battle Royales have remained in the premium spotlight of gaming since 2017 with the official releases of Fortnite and PUBG, but any informed gamer knows that Battle Royales have existed in simple forms for nearly a decade. I mean, hey, if you ever played the Hunger Games in Halo Reach, you were already playing Halo's Battle Royale. My point is, it's not far-fetched to see 343 or really any game dev that can have a Battle Royale take some steps to study what has made the mode successful and then try to adapt that. I think Last Spartan Standing uses obvious Battle Royale quirks, but tucks them so well into Halo, one wouldn't even notice. Hence all the angry dude bros who probably just finished typing their 16-page hate letter to me in the comments about Battle Royale. But then the grander pitfall I think a lot of players fall into is judging Battle Royale based on their own personal like or dislike of it, and then conflating that with whether or not it should or should not be in Halo. There are game modes intrinsic to Halo that I do not like myself personally. That doesn't mean I want them removed from Halo, it doesn't necessarily work like that. Battle Royale gets that treatment a lot with Halo fans, and that's coming from someone like me who doesn't even care if we get a Battle Royale in this game. My own personal disinterest in it does not equate to it not needing to be in the game. There's a separation layer there that I think a lot of people kind of miss out on. So, for today's viewer question, I want you to air out something I stated earlier. I claimed Last Spartan Standing is trying to recreate the third and final phase of generic Battle Royales. Why do you think 343 wasn't as interested in recreating the first two, the initial conflict and the scavenging phase? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. That's going to do it for this video. Be sure you liked the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you have not, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and you can join my Discord linked below. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.